Hey there, sports fans. It's your buddy Choppadong, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a tutorial over the newest stacking feature for the MLB Domination Station Optimizer here at DFSArmy.com. I am a senior coach and contributor here at DFS Army, and I want to walk you through our newest feature and show you how it can make you a better MLB player. It's very simple. We're always focused on bringing you tools that are going to simplify your process, simplify your researching process, and keep you competitive up there with the professionals and with the sharks out there in the industry. So if you're a struggling player and you're looking for that next edge, I think we have it for you right here. So let's dive in. This won't take very long. This isn't a typical tutorial video or a typical strategic video. You can find those on my YouTube channel, on the DFS Army YouTube channel. Follow us out on Twitter, all of that good stuff. And all of the content obviously located on the website. But really all we're focused on today is that newest feature inside the optimizer. However you typically set the optimizer up, completely up to you. I want to just quickly bring out about, 30 lineups or so. And just to show you how this works, we'll put some randomness in play with some unique players. And essentially, we're going to just run the optimizer cold. I should have maybe put that in tournament mode, but for the sake of this example, it probably doesn't matter. If we're running a 4x3 type of stack on FanDuel, you're typically going to have one one-off. A pitcher, a stack, a smaller stack, and a leftover player, a one-off. Those players you typically want to be guys that can break the slate. You don't necessarily need it to be some little punt, min-priced guy. Those guys typically perform better inside your stacks, where they are parlaying points with RBIs and hits and runs scored, etc., etc. When there are men on base and these guys get knocked in, they're not generally guys with 2 home run upside like a Joey Gallo or a Giancarlo Stanton or somebody like that. We want to keep those one-offs to guys that don't need to be inside a stack, if that makes sense to you. And the way we do that is with the newer feature here at DFS Army I'm getting ready to show you. If we just put some general parameters on stacking teams just to make sure that it will give us the stacks that we're looking for inside the stacking feature, I've come down here and if I sort by team, alphabetical, not, whatever, just get the teams lumped together. I've found this is a fairly easy way to go through and turn on this feature. The TS button is team stacking, and what you're looking for here is this little link. When you click that link on, you're telling the optimizer only include this player in a stack. I do not want him as a one-off player. I do not want him outside of a team stack. Somebody like a Cole Calhoun or even a Ketel Marte, somebody like that that has some of that potential, you might leave them alone. Include them in stacks, not in stacks. I'm not going to sweat it too much. But a player like, Maikel Franco, Pedro Severino, you can argue with the players that I chose for the sake of this example. Jose Iglesias, Max Stassi, Phil Gosselin. How often have these guys broken a slate? How often have these guys scored so many points that on their own that you absolutely have to include them in your lineup or you didn't win? Not often. So we can include those guys as stacked and we can cut down the options that the optimizer has to look for when it comes to rounding out our lineups and building our one-offs. So if you just scroll the list, you can see mostly it's going to be the power hitters, right? So when I have power hitters, Pete Alonso, whatever, included as one-offs, I should have some pretty sexy lineups over here. If I look over here on the right, once it's completed my lineups, you've got a pitcher, you've got 4 San Francisco Giants, 3 Miami Marlins, and Trey Mancini as a one-off. Again, a guy who can perform very, very well on his own. Scroll down a little bit more. It switched out and gave me Adolis Garcia. Scroll down a little bit more, and there's an unstacked lineup due to rounding issues or whatnot. There's another stacked lineup with Bryce Harper as a one-off and a different pitcher, no less. If we just go through, and takes a little bit of fine-tuning, if you will, in terms of getting more of these lineups stacked completely together or not. And that's the art. That's what you're going to learn with the coaching inside DFSArmy.com is how to set these optimizers up and fine-tune them to tell your story on a slate. You think these teams should perform well, you focus on them. you think these other teams are perhaps over-owned and you want to cut your exposures to them, again, that's all separate coaching VIP type stuff. Today, I just wanted to cover these one-off situations with you and show you how to turn on that feature and use it just really quickly. Kris Bryant is a one-off here in a Yankees and a Rangers stack. We scroll down even more. We find some Mets and some Brewers with Ketel Marte. We find some Mets and some Orioles with Kris Bryant again. Here my one-off is Justin Upton. Here it's Joey Gallo. Here it's Bryce Harper again, Kris Bryant again, Austin Meadows as a one-off in this lineup. You can see how this is going to perform. Again, if your stack works well, you don't always need those home runs. You can use those 3 or 4 players near each other in the lineup to kind of generate those parlayed points, if you will, and really maximize the cheaper salaries inside those stacks. And then you come out here with that one-off, the guy that does not have all of that extra help inside a lineup, and he needs to be the type of person that can do the work himself. And Austin Meadows, Joey Gallo, Kris Bryant, these are guys that typically can do that. So if you want to strengthen your lineups just a little bit, this feature is very, very handy at doing that for you. So once again, just another quick way that DFS Army is making you a better player and making you a more simplified player so that you don't have to spend hours and hours and hours researching and digging deep into statistics unless you want to. You can go work a full day at your day job, come home before lock for an hour, study up, read our cheat sheets, plug in some statistics, formulate who you want to focus on that night, throw these all together in the optimizer, and now add in the one-offs that can put you over the top. Hope you guys enjoyed that little tutorial. This is Chip Meyer, aka Chopadong. Follow me out on Twitter, follow me outside on YouTube, and DFS Army Smallaballa Extraordinaire. Jump in and use these features, become a better player. See you later.